Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be continuing into the finale of What If Broly Was King Vegeta's Son. If you haven't seen part 9, there's a title card we can go check it out and see what happened in the last part. But today we'll be going into the Perfect Being saga. How strong has Cell truly gotten? How much of a threat does he pose to our fighters? How would they take down a foe of this caliber? Also, if y'all are interested, I own a Discord server for anyone who wants to join to talk more about Dragon Ball with me and other viewers. Maybe give some of your own ideas of what ifs, and maybe in the future, I could do them. Check the link in the description down below. For today's question of the video is from Arihana Patel. Their question is, which fighter from Universe 6 and from Universe 11 is your favorite? And I'm going to say my favorite fighter from Universe 6 is Hit, and from Universe 11 is Dispo. Their power sets are kind of different from just being strong and fighting good, one being super fast and one stopping time. Thank you so much for the question. If you want your comment to be featured in the next video, just comment on a question you would like for me to answer, and maybe you'll be lucky enough for your comment to be featured in the next video. Without further ado, let's dive into the finale of What If Broly Was King Vegeta's Son. As we left off at the last part, things continue to be peaceful with our Z fighters easily taking down Moreau without much struggle, and the entire Granola saga was just not important to our main group. They would continue to live their lives and train on Beerus' planet for around 2 more years until Cell would finally awaken. In Jiro's hidden lab, Cell would finally be ready as he grew out of his pod, but there had been a few changes about his looks. He was not in his first form, but already in his perfected form without needing the androids, with the help of the DNA collected from Majin Buu, as he did have the ability to alter his looks, so with that, Cell managed to appear in his perfected form, with the 2 decades of being incubated allowing him to grow to his fullest potential. Plus, I would believe that Dr. Gero would have some sort of way that even after his death, Cell would be able to collect more data until he was fully released. This would have Cell collect DNA of our Z fighters, Majin Buu, BROLY, and yes, even worse, with the DNA of all these fighters, Cell would be much more powerful than what he was. Now you all may be wondering about Dr. Hito or Magenta in this timeline. Well, I do believe this time around they wouldn't really be of big importance. The androids did technically accomplish the plans of Dr. Gero with killing Goku. Well, he was already dead. But also the androids took over the planet for a while until they were killed off by Gohan. But a big thing is that the spawn of Cell and his defeat was never really known worldwide, which meant the world does not know about the Z fighters or how they look. This is important as it leaves Magenta not knowing who to truly target at this point, and not know how the Z fighters are connected to Capsule Corp, leading to not having interest into fighting Dr. Hito, as currently they have no reason to create more androids or even a story to trick Hito into making more androids. So the remainder of the Red Ribbon Army would just stay hidden and Dr. Hito would remain in prison. With Cell breaking out of his containment, his ki was so immense that the entire planet Earth was able to feel the change in pressure, and our Z fighters all felt the ki from Beerus' planet, as they all felt each other's keys on Earth, and even felt Beerus's. Beerus grew a bit confused on this as he demanded everyone to quickly head to Earth, with Beerus and Whis following close. The Z fighters arrived on Earth quickly all around the area nearby the hidden lab. A huge explosion erupted that caught the attention of the Z fighters as they all headed over to the crater to see Cell. They were all shocked to see how strong Cell was. This Cell just smirked, seeing all the Z fighters here, but his main focus was Goku, as Jiro's main plan was still to kill Son Goku. Now, it has been 2 years since we last saw the Z fighters, and 2 years of heavy training with everyone on Beerus' planet, and nothing really disrupted their training. They all grew very strong. Both Goku and Tien learned the technique of Ultra Instinct, and Goku is managing to catch up with the strongest fighters, as with Ultra Instinct, he was getting close to fighting for 3rd place with Vegeta, and only being weaker than Broly and Gohan. Cell is pretty different, as here he wanted to fight Goku right away, with having DNA from someone like Broly, so he would rush over to Goku so fast that the others did not even see him. Goku would be sent flying and crashing into a mountain. He quickly got up and powered up into his Super Saiyan 4 blue form to fight back against Cell. Their fight can be felt throughout most of the universe. With all the training that Goku has been going through the past 2 years, and with his strongest transformation, he is barely holding on his own with Cell, being slightly stronger than him. And with having the DNA of Broly, Cell is growing stronger the more he is fighting with Goku, but at a slower rate than Broly. With Cell, he would want to enjoy the fight. The other Z fighters would want to aid Goku, but he would reject the help as he also wanted a real fight, as he never has gotten one in a long time. The others did not plan to listen to him, as they did not want to risk anything. Everyone would rush at Cell. This made Cell very upset, powering up slightly with enough pressure to push everyone back, as Cell would quickly rush over to the weakest fighters of the group to knock him out, gut punching Raditz, Trunks, Piccolo, and Tien all in under a second. His punch rendered them all down for the count, all passing out besides Tien, as he barely stayed conscious. Vegeta, Broly, and Gohan all rushed at Cell. With the combined force, they were managing to overpower him, Broly even landing a devastating blow as it heavily damaged Cell. They thought they got him? Cell just smiled as his healing capabilities are arguably better in this timeline thanks to the DNA of Buu. And with the Saiyan DNA, he obtained a Zenkai growing even stronger than before. Seeing that he needed to be stronger, Cell began charging up his ki as the earth was starting to shake as he powers up, revealing a new form inspired by the god form of the Saiyan, revealing a red form for Cell, something like Cell Max. Goku sensed how powerful Cell was and knew what was needed. He asked the three to stall Cell while he needed some time to focus. Goku would find Tien as he was still recovering from the heavy blow from Cell, as they needed to focus their minds and tap into Ultra Instinct, as this may be their only way to beat Cell. Back with the three fighting Cell, the battle was intense, as with this new form of Cell, potentially with God Ki, he was easily dealing with the three Saiyans, even to the extent that Gohan's beast form was reaching its limits. Luckily for them, Vegeta does have his healing ability, so when either Broly or Gohan is down, he would heal them, as he did for the other three fighters previously taken down by Cell. However, he couldn't be doing it forever, as it does take energy from him to continuously heal everyone, but it was important as Piccolo could greatly help them stop Cell. So altogether, they began rushing to fight Cell, and Piccolo will reveal a new transformation he gained during the 2 years. Back in the last part when I explained how Whis believed that Piccolo had potential to be the next candidate of being the god of destruction, he would actually begin his training for the role. Under that training, he learned a new transformation that Topo did back in the Tournament of Power, gaining a god of destruction form. Piccolo grew in size, gaining a purple aura, and a red symbol on his chest that resembles that of Beerus' clothing. Piccolo would charge up an attack filled with destruction ki, and shot right at it towards Cell. Not knowing what it is, he deflected it as if it was nothing, which completely shocked Piccolo as the attack should have erased Cell the moment he touched it. Piccolo tries to keep a straight face knowing exactly what the case is. Cell has DNA and info on destruction ki, meaning he may have it himself, but since the ki most likely is very unknown with the info that Dr. Gero had, Cell doesn't know he has destroyer energy or know how to use it. Using telepathy, Piccolo would warn everyone on his theory, which makes this foe even more dangerous. Learning this, however, just motivated both Broly and Vegeta to try harder to best Cell, as together they would rush him down. Vegeta had to rely on his techniques he learned from Yardrat, like the cloning technique and instant transmission to try to best Cell, as he was growing in power the longer he was fighting, and was stronger than Vegeta already. Broly with his potential allowed him to keep up with Cell, but even for him, it was difficult to keep growing in power to be on par with Cell. Cell would slam Broly down shooting multiple ki blasts, which heavily damaged him. Broly was really hurt, but he began getting angry. Throughout most of his life, he was always the strongest out of anyone, and when there was someone stronger than him, his pride and ego was hurt, as he began to get angrier by the second. Cell manages to knock away everyone, only leaving Piccolo. Cell was interested in this form that Piccolo has, as it's not in his data that he has access to. Then, appeared behind him was Goku and Tien, both in their mastered Ultra Instinct state. The fight between the four started and already felt like the planet was going to break. And that would be the case until Whis and Beerus arrived on the planet, and Whis was used his staff to form a barrier between the four fighters. Beerus was pretty upset about having his DNA stolen and was thinking about just using the Hakai to erase Cell, but he wanted to see what the Z fighters could do after all their training. As the fight rages on, the fighters began to grow tired the longer they fought. They weren't sure how much longer they could keep at it, as Ultra Instinct wasn't something Goku or Tien could keep activated forever. Cell began turning the tide of the battle as he started to deal with the four of them easily. Piccolo grew tired as he was about to attempt to replicate the Hakai that Beerus was teaching him. He rushes over to Cell, grabbing a hold of his arm as he would perform the Hakai hand sign. Cell would yell out in pain as Piccolo did think it worked, but Cell managed to survive the attack, to the shock of Piccolo. Cell began to beat on Piccolo repeatedly until Broly yelled out as a huge surge of blue aura covered the entire planet. His scream of pure anger was heard as he reached a new height of power. Broly tapped into the Super Saiyan 4 blue form. During the 2-year time skip, Vegeta was trying to teach Broly the form, even though Broly wasn't so sure, as he thinks he would lose control, but Vegeta insisted, mainly because he wanted the challenge and to be on equal standing transformation wise with his rival. During the 2 years, he only tapped into the form once, and it was very bad, with almost everyone on Beerus' planet having to work together to stop him. Broly thought the form was too dangerous and didn't want to use it again, but with their current situation, it called for it. He rushed at Cell, grabbing his head and slamming him down into Earth as he began throwing heavy punches that each created a massive crater deeper into the Earth. With the free time, Tien, Goku, and Piccolo tried to come up with a plan to take out Cell. Knowing Cell's healing abilities, they know they would have to use every ounce of power they have to make sure he cannot heal up once again, and they will need everyone's help. Cell began fighting back with Broly as they emerged back to the surface. Cell prepared an attack to shoot at Broly while he was down, until Tien would try to go all out, using a solar flare which catches Cell off guard and blinds him. But Tien wouldn't have much time, so quickly he powers up, shooting strong tri-beams repeatedly, each stronger than the last, and the attacks were hurting Cell severely as Cell was slammed into the ground. Then both Goku and Piccolo rush at Cell together, landing a heavy combo and end up sending Cell flying into the air as they both would charge up their respective blasts, but Cell managed to recover fast enough to hold off the attack. Tien would join as well, trying to help out, as Piccolo would telepathically tell the others to give them the rest of their energy. As they did so, it managed to push Cell back a bit, but it still wasn't enough. Broly would arrive, powering up and shooting a full power Gallic gun, and with his aid they were very close, but still needed one last push. Vegeta would then give out a speech, a mixture of the speech when he admitted Goku was number one and the speech he made in the Tournament of Power about Goku, but this time around towards Broly, admitting that after everything they went through, he enjoyed Broly as his rival, as they pushed each other to new heights. And at this point, he wasn't mad anymore about being replaced by Broly, as he sees how he is worthy of the mantle of Prince of all Saiyans, as he sees Broly as his brother. Vegeta yells out that they can't give up, mainly giving the motivational speech about Saiyans to Broly, and with one final push, they finally managed to overpower Cell and completely overpower him, as Cell was completely erased. They all powered down, collapsing as they were exhausted. Broly looked over at Vegeta, giving him a thumbs up, as the speech he made helped, but we would look over as Beerus had his hand up, giving some of his energy to the others, as Whis would laugh, but Beerus grew angry, demanding that Whis would not say a word of this. And that's going to leave it off for this series. Tell me how y'all think about the finale and how it did with the Perfect Being saga. What do y'all think about the entire story as a whole? I like how the group overall is a lot stronger than their canon selves, and how everyone did train together a lot more. And honestly, currently, I would think this is my strongest What If universe, or at least a contender with my GT What If. Next What If would be What If Goku married Launch. If y'all are interested and enjoy, please leave a like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to be alerted whenever I post another part. Hope to see y'all there, and thank y'all so much for watching and all the support of this series, and I will see y'all in the next series. See ya.